what's crazy is I haven't seen anyone do that since Ichiro. If you guys don't remember, Ichiro used to do this all the time. Even when he was retired, he was out showboating for the fans. I miss Ichiro more and more as the days progress. I wish that he could, play forever, but unfortunately, Father Time is undefeated. But Cespedes, he is so much fun to watch, along with Yasiel Puig, who just signed to a brand new team. As you guys saw by the title, he is going to be a member of the Atlanta Braves. So we're going to talk about how that affects their World Series chances in 2020, because if we're being honest, it affects it a lot. We also have an update on Bichette. We have the legend of Chico out in LA, along with Mookie Betts, some updates on them, and then also Jacob DeGrom. He could be missing some time. So if you guys are excited for yet another MLB recap, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, do all that fancy stuff. And without further ado, let's start talking baseball. Before we talk about the Atlanta Braves and their newest member, Yasiel Puig, I do have to show you guys the growing legend of Chico, the brand new left fielder for the Dodgers. Now, of course, he's not going to make the team. He's a clubby, so he throws BP. He does all of the dirty work that the players don't want to do. But he's proven that he can play baseball at a pretty high level, and he made yet another spectacular play out in left field. If you missed it, I got you.
Got 37 pitches, number 38 right there.
Mookie, oh my goodness, Chico does it again. Are you kidding me? They throw back to first, and Francisco Herrera just robs Mookie Betts of extra bases, and they turn it into a double play.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the video deserves a like after that one, because what is Chico doing? He is showing that maybe the Dodgers should have traded away Jock Peterson, because he could have been their everyday left fielder. Now, I don't know how he is in the batter's box, but defensively, he's solid. He might even be better than Jock Peterson. I honestly thought in my heart that Yasiel Puig was going to go to the Red Sox. It just seemed like a match made in heaven. I feel like he would really fill out that uniform, and Boston would embrace him, because the Red Sox fans, they love their baseball almost as much as Yasiel Puig. I mean, this guy has so much fun playing the game that we all love. He brings it to a different level. He just signed with the Atlanta Braves. So if you take a look at their roster, you now have Marcell Ozuna in left field. You have Ronald Acuna Jr. in center, and then Yasiel Puig out in right. So you have some of the best arms in all of baseball patrolling the outfield. They can all hit anywhere from 15 to 20 home runs in this 60-game schedule. I mean, Ozuna is a little bit iffy in terms of his range and his catching capabilities out in left field, but they're all going to mash. And if we're projecting what this team can do in 2020, things just completely changed. If you are in that division, it just got a whole lot tougher. So if you're someone that plays for the Nationals, or if you're someone that plays for any other squad in that East Division, you now have to face Ozuna, Acuna, Albies, Freeman, Puig. You have all of the guys on that squad. Even if Dansby Swanson doesn't have the best year, he's still going to be a threat as a shortstop. Now, he hasn't really played like that, but I still think that he's so close to breaking out. They have so many guys, and imagine if they still had Josh Donaldson. I can't imagine what the Braves would look like this year. I mean, considering Nick Markakis is sitting out, they did lose a piece in that, but they just got even better. Puig is twice the player that Nick Markakis is at this point in their careers. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think this does for the future of the Braves? Do you think that they're going to be a dark horse World Series pick? Do you think that maybe the outside pressures from the community saying, hey, you guys need to change your name, do you guys think that that's going to get to them? Also, let me know your opinions on that, because real quick, let's talk about it. The Braves, they're kind of in the same conversation as the Indians and the Chiefs and the Seminoles. Pressure from the community that they should change their name. Now, they did say they're not going to change their name, and I actually don't mind that, because they're literally calling themselves the Braves, that they were brave. So I don't really understand why you would want to change your name, but I think one thing that is probably going to go is the chop. I don't know how they're going to enforce that, especially considering an entire stadium can do it at once. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Two things. One, what do you make of the Yasiel Puig signing? And then also, do you think that the Braves should change their name? In my opinion, I think they're fine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put out a hot take right now. I have not talked about this at all this year, but considering how much he has been raking so far in this summer camp, I have to say it. Imagine If Bo Bichette continues on the torrid pace that he set in 2019, add some bulk because that was his objective in the offseason, is get a little bit stronger. If he can hit a few more home runs and maybe drive that OPS above 1,000, the Blue Jays can actually be pretty good. They signed Hyun-Jin Ryu. They have a few pieces on their squad that are really exciting. Austin Martin, their brand new pick, is going to be on the squad. If he rakes, watch out for him. I mean, the Blue Jays, they could make some noise as well. I'm not saying that they're going to make the playoffs and especially the World Series, but if we're talking about dark horse MVPs, Bo Bichette might be my guy. Now, another question I have for you is, we just showed all of the Bo Bichette highlights. We're going to go ahead and roll the Yasiel Baez home run, and I want you guys to let me know, who do you think is going to be the better shortstop going forward? Would you rather have Bo Bichette on your team for the next decade, or would you rather have Yasiel Baez? I think at this point, I would still take Yasiel Baez, but Bo, he's coming.
Deep to left, and it's gone to the back of the bleachers. Baez with a bullet to make it 4-0.
Now, one player that is looking downright scary, and I cannot wait to see what he does, is Mookie Betts. A few days ago, we showed his first home run. We saw that Chico robbed him of a base hit. He still had a home run in that game, and he just looks so ready to go. He's even giving his teammates, his pitching teammates, some advice on how to not tip pitches. I think this was a clip of Ross Stripling. I guess he was tipping it with his pinky. He was exposing it. So Mookie Betts, he's raking. He's improving his teammates. I mean, if you're a Dodgers fan, I'm jealous because this guy is special.
Also look at a guy like White, a guy like Gonzalez.
Mookie Betts just goes down and gets it and golfs it into the bullpen there in left field for a leadoff home run here in the bottom half of the first inning.
At the beginning of the video, we talked about Yoenis Cespedes and that he could be a huge piece into the Mets making the playoffs and maybe even the World Series in 2020. But one thing that could really be a thorn in their side is Jacob DeGrom and his injury concerns. He just left a one-inning start. He could only get through one inning because of a back injury. Now, by the time that this video goes out, we could have an update, so you guys might have to go ahead and update each other in the comment section down below. But a back injury is not good if you're a pitcher. Now, you guys know I'm a big-time Indians fan, so last season, Mike Clevenger had two amazing starts. He was going to win Cy Young, honestly. He was pitching at that high of a level, absolutely nutty, and unfortunately, he suffered a back injury, and I'm thinking it might be sort of the same severity for Jake DeGrom. I'm crossing my fingers that it's not because Clev was out for about 7 to 8 weeks. Now, he was ahead of the recovery process, so even if it is something like that, Jacob DeGrom, he's an athlete. He takes care of himself. I think that he can come back in the next month, but they're going to need him if they're going to do anything special. So prayers up to Jacob DeGrom that nothing serious happened. Now, speaking of more injuries, they're not technically injuries, but they are on the IR. The Red Sox placed Eduardo Rodriguez, who was their best pitcher in 2019, Josh Taylor, who's a pretty good left-handed pitcher, and then a third player, I can't remember his name, I think it was like Darwin Hernandez or something like that. I'll make sure I put it on the screen right now. So if you're a Red Sox fan, there you go. So we have the Mets with some injuries, we have the Red Sox with some health concerns. I mean, 2020, what's next? What is next? Now, before we get into this day in MLB history, I did want to run something by you guys because I think it's a very fun conversation to have. Is Gleyber Torres the next superstar in the game of baseball? Because everyone's saying that he is supposed to be the guy that fills the void. Maybe when Mike Trout gets a little bit older and he's not the same player. There's still a lot of young guys that could be the next Mike Trout, like Joe Adell or Luis Robert. But if Torres can cut his strikeouts down and maybe play a little bit better defense in the infield, he could be a guy that hits 40 home runs a season. He could steal 10 to 15 bags because he does have that speed, in my opinion. I just don't think that he utilizes it all that well. But with the lineup that the Yankees have and just his premium bat at an infield position, he could be that guy that really opens the door for power hitting infielders and changes the game for the next while. Like, he's kind of the modern day Jeff Kent, kind of Chase Utley, but both of those guys played much better defense and did not strike out as well. So I thought this was a fun conversation to have. I think it was on MLB.com. I'll make sure that I put the article on the screen right now. But yeah, if you guys had to pick, would you rather have Gleyber Torres for the next 10 years or maybe an unproven prospect like Joe Adell? Let me know. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys leave some support on the video. Now we're going to go ahead and get into this day in Major League Baseball history. I love teaching you guys things. So yeah, what happened on this date in the past? Roll it.
center field and deep, way back and gone. Cal Ripken gives the Orioles the lead, 4-3.
It's called pitch identity, and Erickson worked right into his power. Cal was more than...
Top 7, and Cody Bellinger is a triple shy of the cycle, and wouldn't you know it, a poke to right center, and he has the triple he needs. He becomes the first Dodger to hit for the cycle since Orlando Hudson in 2009.